Hi, and welcome to the We're Gonna Make It podcast show, your go-to podcast for emerging tech in just under 15 minutes. Today, we're diving into the world of Lightning Network, a layer 2 payment protocol built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain that aims to address Bitcoin scaling issues. In 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published the Bitcoin white paper, envisioning a decentralized, trustless digital payment system. But for Bitcoin to fully realize this vision, it needs to overcome certain drawbacks and limitations, such as long block creation times, limited throughput capacity, and high transaction fees. That's where the Lightning Network comes in. By allowing transactions to bypass the mainnet, the Lightning Network enables near-instant, high-volume transactions while maintaining the decentralized and secure nature of the Bitcoin network. Too much to digest? Well, let's get into more details ahead. To simplify this, let's understand the scalability problem. Bitcoin was envisioned as a decentralized and a trustless digital payment system. However, for Bitcoin to fully achieve this vision, it needs to overcome some limitations for mass scaling. Imagine someone trying to buy a cup of coffee using Bitcoin during rush hour while stuck in a long queue. This practical example instantly creates two issues. First, it can take anywhere between 10 minutes to an hour just to purchase and confirm the payment went through. Second, the transaction fee could be close to or even higher than the cost of the coffee itself. Also, in comparison, a major payment giant like Visa can support around 24,000 transactions per second on its network, while the Bitcoin blockchain can only handle up to 7 transactions per second. The Lightning Network was created to enable Bitcoin to operate more like digital cash as was originally envisioned. By allowing transactions to bypass the mainnet, the Lightning Network can process near-instant, high-volume transactions in its network at scale, while still taking the advantage of decentralized and secure nature of the Bitcoin network. Now let's understand what these payment channels are and a brief history of Bitcoin and Lightning Network. The Lightning Network is a layer 2 payments protocol built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain, which enables near-instant payments for participants via payment channels. Now, these channels are off-chain networks that run parallel to the main chain, allowing multiple transactions to be conducted without having global consensus and confirmation on the mainnet. Think of it as a parallel road running to the main highway that lets traffic pass through more instantaneously and helps reduce traffic. As a result, transactions are more instant and the fees are extremely low. In 2016, the concept of Lightning Network was first proposed by Joseph Poon and Thaddeus Dreyer, who founded the Lightning Labs to develop the network. In 2017, Segregated Witness or SegWit, a protocol upgrade for Bitcoin, was launched and considered a key milestone in fully enabling the Lightning Network as a layer 2 solution. The year also saw the first Lightning payment on Litecoin, which demonstrates its potential outside of the Bitcoin network. In 2018, after going through a beta testing phase, the Lightning Network eventually went live on the Bitcoin mainnet. So how does the Lightning Network work? Well, it relies on a network of nodes to run, and there are more than 16,000 active nodes to date. Lightning's main difference with Bitcoin is that the global consensus is not required, and the nodes transact with each other privately instead. To execute transfers and payments in the network, Lightning nodes use channels. Let's understand the process to get that started. To establish a payment channel, parties must deposit Bitcoin into a multi-sig wallet. This creates an on-chain funding transaction that is recorded on the mainnet. Funds are locked up in this jointly owned multi-sig wallet. Now that there is funding available, parties can send payments to each other. All transactions are executed by the smart contracts and made off-chain with low fees. as many times is desired by the community. The parties maintain a local copy of the transaction and update the transaction balance with each transfer. The process remains private and off-chain, keeping the mainnet free from transaction overload. When the parties decide to close that channel, they submit the latest transaction state onto the mainnet. The Bitcoin blockchain only records the opening and the closing of the transaction. The funds are then released from the multisig wallet and distributed to the parties based on the final balance. And now the benefits and challenges of the Lightning Network. Well, a key feature of the network is the ability to route payments through multiple channels without requiring a direct channel between parties. This is achieved through a process called hash time-locked contracts. These contracts are used to create a chain of conditional transactions that ensure payments are routed securely from the sender to the receiver, even when transiting through intermediary nodes. The Lightning Network can handle a significantly larger number of transactions compared to the Bitcoin network, enabling it to scale as adoption increases. Furthermore, transactions on the Lightning Network are near instant, making it suitable for everyday purchases. Also, Lightning Network's off-chain transactions drastically reduce fees, making it micropayments viable. And finally, the off-chain nature of the Lightning Network keeps transaction details between the parties involved, providing a higher level of privacy compared to an on-chain transaction. Now for the challenges. Since the Lightning Network relies on channels with locked up Bitcoin, it requires adequate liquidity to function efficiently. This can be a challenge if there aren't enough well-funded channels. Also, for the Lightning Network to succeed, it needs widespread adoption, including merchants, users, developers, all of them. This remains an ongoing challenge. Finally, as layer 2 solutions go, the Lightning Network is considered less secure than the Bitcoin mainnet, so the maxis won't support it that well. Well, that's all for today's episode of We're Gonna Make It podcast show. We hope you enjoyed learning about the Lightning Network and how it's transforming the world of cryptocurrency. Remember, the Lightning Network is just one example of how emerging technologies are revolutionizing the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. From artificial intelligence and blockchain to virtual reality and beyond, there's always something new to discover and explore. We encourage you to stay curious, stay informed, and stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll be exploring the latest and greatest innovations in the world of tech. Until then, keep exploring, keep innovating, and always remember, we're gonna make it. Goodbye.